All right, hello. It looks like the microphone is working on this scene. And as you can see, I have reestablished our workshop lobby. Welcome, everyone. I'll give individual welcomes in a moment, but everything seems to be working. Although, you know what? It does look like the lobby here for the workshop is bugged. Huh. I'm curious if any of you, not just if you get it. Oh, where am I? Ah, here I am. Hello. I'm curious if any of you out there don't just get the pun, but if you remember the reference for it. Only the real ones know the actual lore to that bug. And apparently I have a drinking problem. Okay, well, hello. Let's, as you can see, we have a live feed. The rig is still alive. I have not encountered any problems. I've not encountered any problems past the crash where I think I pushed the card to a limit. Back here, let's go to some sci-fi sounding. This is called Checkpoint Omega. So I did get a blue screen of death when I was simulcasting on Twitch, YouTube, X, Rumble, and Kick at the same time while playing Phasmophobia. It ended up being a little bit too much for the build, and I think it stressed the video card. Now, I'm gonna have an interesting week coming up, and you all are invited to be along because it's going to be glorious, or it's going to be a flaming train wreck. And if that has you lean forward ever so slightly in your seat and go, "Oh, whoa, what's this?" Yeah, you know what? It kind of reminds me, Belladonna, there's a meme about a newspaper article, and it was something like, woman left paralyzed after 55 chicken McNuggets. And the meme reply to that is, so the limit's 54. That would be something to try. Right now, I am on Twitch and YouTube, which I can do. That should be solid. And I should be able to do those two while also running Phasmophobia. But that would be an interesting thing to try, is to push that limit of how many chicken nuggets can my computer handle. Oh man, no. There's no real ones out there who knew. Are there no real ones who know the bug? Oh, my heart. But my lobby is bugged, everyone. Ooh, pardon me. So, this is reconstruct. All this is on the new rig, right? I've been spending a lot of this time with hardware at first, software secondarily, getting all of my accounts reattached, of course, sorting through a lot of notifications or shutdown of things like, oh, we noticed you logged in on a new device. Is this you? Or blah, blah, blah. I know, but that doesn't make you a real one, heretic. What's the lore to the bug? The lore. The lore. So yeah, Belladonna, what you're saying is, what is the 54th nugget? Or which one is the 55th nugget, rather? I know I can do two for sure. Twitch and YouTube, I can simulcast, and I don't remember anything breaking down, so I'm sticking with that. Now, that goes into what's going to happen this week. Heretic Trance, can you show me a follow age? Dude, what's your follow age? What's your follow age? Ah, there we go. Wolf Queen Belladonna is a real one. So, cheers to you. That might... Oh, jeez. Is Chroma Company after your time, Heretic? That might be. Was our final game... well, let's see. It was 4 years, and we started in 2018. So we finished up in 22. Yeah. Jeez. Oh, my gosh. Well, Belladonna, if you didn't know, I would have been disappointed in you. Same with you, Coffee Cat. Although Belladonna said it and you didn't. I see just how memorable Peggy Sue was to you. True colors revealed. Okay, Coffee. Do lurk. Yeah, Raven, I'm disappointed in you too. Don't worry. I got plenty of disappointment to go around. Now, I'm reserving some disappointment for this week. And the reason being, I made the wise decision slash foolish move to look at the Facebook Marketplace in order to get the video card that I was hoping to have for the rig. Now, ultimately, the one that I super duper wanted isn't available, not at a reasonable cost, and I am not going to pay what people are asking for that card. So, any port in a storm, I found the card that I would like to have, as it offers better performance for someone like me. Not just like, oh, epic RGB gamer, bro, dude. You know, oh, the line just keeps going up and to the right. I'm not just looking for that. I'm looking for a card that is going to let me do things like multi-stream better, like be able to play a game at a... so on the monitor I have an ultra wide now, okay? And when I play a game in 1080, I'm leaning forward, but that's what I had to run Phasmo in, while also multi-streaming, right? So I have legitimate uses, as well as the fact that my video encoding software, or my software for videos, uses NVENC, which is a proprietary to NVIDIA. And this is something that it doesn't seem like AMD or Intel have shown interest in competing on their video cards. Which is a shame, and I hope it changes, but right now it is what it is. So, on Facebook Marketplace, I found a card that will do what I would like it to do, for, yes, recreational, but for professional reasons, at a reasonable... I think it was only very slightly above MSRP for the card. It should be shipped to me this week. So, I will have found a card that I needed, and I found it at a good price, and I'll install it and it will work. Or I've been scammed, and I am going to lodge a complaint in a fervent manner, because that card, even at MSRP, is still a chunk of money. I had that chunk of money reserved, but now, if it does come in, and any of you are looking to upgrade your card, I will, without exploiting or scalping you, sell you the card I currently have. And I will be very fair in the price. I won't jack it up like what you're seeing on eBay, and even still on Amazon, and even people on Facebook Marketplace, because I am not I mean, pardon my French Canadian, I'm not an a-hole. EHHOLE, okay? I'm not an a-hole. So if any of you are looking for an upgraded card, if everything goes according to plan, and I'll make an announcement about this in the I'll make an announcement about it in our Discord. I should have an Asus TUF 5070 Ti card available that I will be reasonable on the price with you. I still have the original packaging, and it has everything it needs to have. It's been stress tested. It works. If I was just a gamer, this card would be awesome and I would keep it. As I need to do more with the card, I might be closer to that exceptional use to actually justify getting an upgraded version. And Wolf Queen, I'm actually going to have an announcement about that because I have questions for you all out there. Let me turn this down a little bit more. So there is that, and we're gonna see if I got scammed or if I got lucky. It's 50-50. It's gonna be one or the other, all right? I was either duped on the Facebook Marketplace, or I found someone who's a decent human being, and we made an agreement for it. Now, as you all may know, and let's open up. Why is this not? Hello, source? Well, apparently OBS said no to what I was going to show. My gosh, what's happening? Actually, if things are being weird, let me check something else out. All right, random emotes, blah, 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 blah. Okay, those are showing up in the area over there. Is Discord at least showing up? Okay, Discord is showing up, so that's good. Hey, Lucius. Is this showing up? Okay. Is this showing up? Okay, so those are both showing up. Well, this is going to be relevant for an update, so it's not bad to have this stuff up here. All right, let's close these. Though, ooh, pardon me, sorry. Why is this not... Why is the site not showing up? Okay. Well, you know what? Let's do this. Let's remove and add back if I can. Oh, you know what? That was my only scene of it. So, okay, so we're gonna do this instead. We are going to add a window. We're gonna call this... Okay. Now we need to pad crop. Let's see. Top, I think, is like 100. A little bit more, maybe 150. Bottom is what it is. All right, let's see what happens if we shrink that down. We move that here. Let's go to some other ones. Okay. Okay. All right, well, I guess that was easy. That'll have to work. I do have a black bar down here, but what can you do? I guess, could I actually make that? Would that cut anything off here? Not terribly so for purposes of what we're doing. All right. Yeah, the rig says it's character creation. Now, you don't need to show off stuff on the internet. You don't need to make sure the sources that you so painstakingly set up again need to work. The rig knows what's best. All right, let's close the properties for that. I'm just glad the camera works too. Jiminy Christmas. All right. Wait, I already said hi to Lucius. All right. So yeah, everything's been reset. And including, I was talking about the Chroma company with resetting the rig, and this is bridging off of my need for the video card. While I have all of the old videos from Chroma company and all of the other games that we have played together, I have not kept the core to them. I have not kept the setup files. And I did that for two reasons. One, I know that I can do better. Will it be inconvenient if I wanted to run Cyberpunk again to remake the Cyberpunk intro? Yes. However, I have become a better video editor since that time. And even if most everything stays the same, I know that I can still do a good job. I will do an even better job. If I go back to Vampire, you know what? My vampires have been through 3 games. I love the intro, but as we saw in Tabula Rasa during the conclusion this week, they pass through a gate through which there's really no return. Now, they may not be in the deep end yet, and ultimately that's going to be up to them as my players and their characters. Though the tutorial, so to speak, is over. And so I think it would be deserving if I came up with a brand new intro for future Vampire games. Now, all of this started actually because Wolf Queen Belladonna, way back in Chroma Company, made a short animatic about her character, and more specifically, the backstory of Noralai and how it involved her brother, Lokiadius, obtaining his powers and a lot of things there. That inspired me to spend over 9,000 hours in MS Paint to create my own fun little animatic. And from there, I was commissioning artists, and my editing kept getting better and more refined. The ideas and the depths of things kept going as the stakes were getting higher. And after that, I made intros for our various games. And I've done some other fun little video projects too. Because I know that I can do better, I said, you know what? I'm gonna let all of those old. I'm gonna preserve the finished videos. Those aren't going away. Those are cherished memories. But the files that would tempt me to go back and just sort of replace one or two things, those are of the past now. And this is a blank slate for me as well. This is my own tabula rasa. As we did finish the last vampire game, I am open to running, because I have a hankering for it, I'm open to running a longer form game on the channel. Now, I talked with the Chroma Company crew, and some of them have interest in another game at various dates and times. You know, if we can get the gang back together, so to speak, awesome. For those who can come by. And for those who can't, they're always a part of the Chroma Company. And I will look at you all in the community, and I will ask who wants to step up and play in this game. Now, what is the game I'm going to run? I don't know yet. And in fact, I would like to ask that of you all. So, in particular, how many, you know what? That's one thing I didn't add back to the scene is the viewer count here. For those of you out there, if I were to run a longer form game, not just a little 3-parter like I did with Vampire, which it's an ongoing story, but in three round bursts over the past now 3 years. But I'm talking something that would be weekly, consistent, and last for several months, a year. Chroma Company was only supposed to be that way, and it turned into 4. I would like your input. So for all of you out there, Belladonna, Raven, Lucius, Craigar, you're at dinner, Coffee Cat if you're out there, Heretic Trance, who else is out there? Diadems, who do I have lurking? Sierra Echo, Bad Espada, Black Kevin, Black Wolf, Blue Joy, Mimud, Moose, Travesty. For all of you out there, I'm calling you all out. What would you... now, this is... I mean, maybe you would want to play in an ongoing game, and that's fine. Thank you if you do. What would you like to see me run? It could be a particular system, or if you just want to keep it to fantasy, sci-fi, or something like modern, because modern could be Vampire, modern could be Everyday Heroes, which is effectively 5e, just in a modern setting. You can name a genre. If you want to name a specific game, I would like you all, if you all come here, you hang out here, you watch the content that I put forward. If I were to run a longer form game, what would interest you to watch and or to listen to as an ongoing story unfolds? If you could put out specific titles, or if you just say, you know, there's so much fantasy out there, I really am in the mood for something more sci-fi. Okay, cool. This is a direct solicitation for feedback. Something like Mutants and Masterminds, I guess that could technically spawn, you know, fantasy or whatever. I might say that's modern. It's like superheroes in a modern day setting. I didn't do it. Nobody saw me do it. You can't prove anything. A classic quote, Diadems. Mutants and Masterminds might be for shorter. Well, it does, you know, the power scale does grow in that game over something longer form. You know, Mutants and Masterminds is a D20 system, but I'm not too worried, Craigar, about a game that would fit one way or the other. I'm simply interested in you as viewers, you as people who are here right now. You have shown up. You are talking. You are watching. You cared enough about this place to at least have it open in a tab, and you occasionally check in on it. Like, you've put forth that effort, and it is to you all to whom I stream and interact. And so I'm way more curious about what you would like to see here if I were to present a longer form story. Is it something about superheroes? Is it something that is a fantasy of some kind? And I don't know the type of fantasy. Is it a sci-fi fantasy where we're all playing, you know, like space wizards and space barbarians? Is it low fantasy? That would be Mouse Guard. Is it high fantasy like, D&D or Pathfinder? Is it something that's very crunchy? Lots of rules, lots of modularity like Pathfinder? Is it something that's super fluffy? Not a lot of descriptions. That might be some sort of like OSR, old school Renaissance style game. Let me know, because you are here, you show up. And you have consistently shown up. VTM or D&D? Your D&D is what got me hooked in the first place, and your VTM is different, but still damn good. Then again, I'm biased. Yeah, I don't even take that as a backhanded compliment. The way that I run VTM is different because I run VTM in my own mind. In my own mind, I run VTM like a superhero game. You all are superheroes with superpowers. And what do you do with those powers? You know, great power, great responsibility. A beast I am, lest a beast I become. So I do run a superhero game through VTM. To watch, I'm down for more sci-fi or modern styles, since fantasy is definitely very saturated. But fantasy is always a classic around here. Sci-fi would be cool. For me, superheroes is kind of no-go. Heretic, a campaign for North Africa. So this is what, a modern setting, like a World War II thing? Or what can you expand on that? Large scale political intrigue, some good old space opera, if you will. That could get into some Battletech RPG, Craigar. Also settle for My Little Pony, which it's still, I would say My Little Pony is fantasy. There's magic and everything in it. PR made RPG. For me, I like things that have a more serious tone to it. Superheroes can be extremely serious. It can. Many of us have that idea of, well, comic books are, yeah, there's superhero, there's action. It tends to have, bright colors and maybe more comedy than tragedy. Yeah, things like Cyberpunk. I'm not opposed to running D&D again. If you all were curious, so how does the 2024, the 5th edition, as I call it, how does the 5th edition play? I could run that, or, as we saw earlier, we could play some good old-fashioned 5e, 2014 version, and go from there. Or if... I don't know, I don't put out surveys to you all. Maybe I should, but... Maybe a lot of you out there, you're tired of D&D because you play too much, or there's so many actual plays that will probably do a better job than I will that it's not compelling to watch. However, you would be more interested to see how I run Pathfinder, which is fantasy, but it's a different system. So it lets you learn something alongside getting classical fantasy entertainment. Given the state of things, I think something silly and off the wall would be good. I tend towards that, Heretic, even with Vampire. And I again, I don't take what Raven said as a backhanded compliment. I can't help myself but to have a lot more levity or the ability for puns and parallels in my games. So even in the World of Darkness, and maybe especially because it is the World of Darkness, there is that need for silly moments like salt lamps. And I can show you all here because I believe most of you here have seen the way that I present games. And that is where I have Roll20. Oh, pardon me. In fact, I can even take us over to our RP scene. So this is going to be the setup, whether it's fantasy, sci-fi, vampire, superheroes, made RPG, or whatever. I'm going to have a setup like this, and shout outs to Coffee Cat for the template here, okay? I'm going to have four or five of you over here. I'm not going to go above 5. More than 5, and I love you all, and I'm sure I'm your friend in some degree. I can't wrangle that many cats, okay? I can wrangle 4, maybe 5 cats at a time in an RPG. 5 if it's longer term. If it's short term, unless we're just showcasing mechanics, 5 it feels unwieldy. So 4 or 5 in a longer. So it would be like this. I would have my players here, and then as we go from scene to scene, there's art or photographs that are presented. I describe what's happening. The players, go back and forth. We roll some dice. So if I come down here, roll 6d10. The rolls are out in the open. You all see the results. And we can all be on the edges of our seats, or we could laugh along or cry along, depending on the circumstances. Chroma Company had a good mix of both. I'd like to think more laughter than crying, but there was also crying. And as we switch scenes, as things happen, the music changes, the things play out as more and more is revealed. This is the pacing. Now, this is from not One Last Day. That was the story before. This is from Tabula Rasa, which was our 3rd VTM story on the channel. Something like Call of Cthulhu would be modern, I think, as well. Good for some horror investigation, especially. And I would say that's modern, even if it was something like our Lady in Red series, and that was in that was set in 1935 in Oklahoma. So D&D and Cyberpunk, someone did a D20 Modern. That if someone did a D20 Modern, that would be cool, says Diadems. I'd want a lighter tone, but serious moments are fine for me. Given the state of thing, okay, that was silly, and the wall, yeah, that was the comment where I can't help myself. Everything will have a little bit of humor or some sort of something that could be fun, or in a referential out if things are getting too heavy. I find I'm the killjoy when it comes to silly games, and Diadem says bad coffee. What makes you the killjoy to silliness, Coffee Cat? Yeah, even Stimpy needs a Ren. Yeah, exactly, Heretic Trance. This, yeah, for any wondering, This is Ravenstar's character's house in Cleveland in our Vampire the Masquerade. Now, why are there 100 salt lamps in Ivy's house? That's a very good question that has an answer. I don't know. I find silliness as kind of cringe, like chaos for the sake of chaos really grinds my gears personally. With that, then, Coffee, do you think this isn't accusatory? Because I think I do run some silly stuff, but for me, we're just talking about me and your experience with how I run as a participant or as a viewer slash like co-DM. Is my silliness, does it come across as chaotic or like, lol, so random, I'm the Penguin of Doom, holds up Spork? Because this is good feedback, by the way. I'm not upset, I'm not angry, because I do consider that I am more of a silly storyteller than I am one of super serious stories. Or of very sad, tragic stories in a long run. I don't mind humorous moments, fine, but I find tone is important in some settings. All right, Coffee, on it. All right, honesty. All right. Are my VTM games too silly for you? And I want you to be 100% honest. Is the way that I run VTM too silly or loosey-goosey for you? You're not going to hurt my feelings if you say yes. The topic was brought up, and I'm just curious. Because Raven said that my style is interesting, and Derek's never told me this. He's never told me this, so this is just my interpretation. I am 100% certain that the way I run VTM is anathema to Derek. I don't know if he'll ever play in a game of mine again. GMV, hey, it's been a minute, my friend. How you doing? They don't feel like VTM for me, but I'm coming from a Derek game background. Yeah, how I run VTM, Derek and I are friends, but I think I lost a friendship point with him through Vampire the Masquerade. Hey Dippy, good to see ya. Welcome. Wolf Queen is asking, wait, Wolf Queen, are you curious to Coffee Cat, or are you curious to me about how I gauged the tone of Chroma Company, or how Coffee gauged the tone? Same, it's just interesting on my end because he's blending some fantasy elements into it. Good, should be prepping for Monday night's game, but here I am. Oh, okay, that is to Coffee. My thoughts on the tone of Chroma Company. I was about to pull up some Chroma Company slides, but I guess I can. I just have to exit out of here. Let's do this. We'll go back to here. And then we'll pull up our Discord as a cover. While I do a little bit of rearranging here. Boop, 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 boop. Restore game. Oh my gosh, the memories. The next game will be Tuesday, August 21st at 11 p.m. 6 years ago. Damn. Oh my gosh. That was my computer making a noise. Hey, this is the landing page? No, this is the landing page. Um. Oh, hey, Spectre, what are you doing here? Quick, shut it down! Shut it down! Spectre's here. Hi, Specs. So Derek VTM is DCEU Superman movies, and Heroes Own VTM is Christopher Reeve Superman movies. I guess in so much that the Christopher Reeve ones maybe had that more comic style approach. You know, a little bit more of the absurd, like flying around the planet backwards to take it back through time. I would be more likely to do that than Derek, I suppose. Coffee Cat replies to Belladonna, for Chroma Company, I felt like some things were a somber tone, but adding the humor in some places threw me out of the moment. So I'm adding the Roll20 and had to check if he was streaming. Sure enough, he is. How we doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, hi, Specs. I can't name a specific example, but the overall tone of Chroma Company was good. I just felt like some things could have had a better tone or mood to them. I love Chroma Company, don't get me wrong. I think D&D is where Maddie thrives, but VTM games felt a little more like D&D with a vampire skin on it. Hey, Batispada. Oh, that's not a little dragon. That dragon is in the background. That dragon is, he's back there. Perspective is going to help here. I think that's largely due to time constraints. You can only do so much in 3 sessions. So, Specs does have... that is correct for the most part. Due to the 3-round burst, the shorter form, things need to be punchier. And still, I hope not to lean into spectacle or have spectacle alone carry the story and the characters forward. I still want there to be compelling moments. My take, because I don't... It's not that I can't run VTM as somber, broody... it's Batman animated series, Red Sky, full moon every night. All the vampires are wearing leather jackets and lurking on conveniently placed gargoyles, wishing ruin upon their sires and looking to overthrow the prince. That is certainly a way, and maybe it's even how most people enjoy running VTM. For me, thematically, I look at VTM kind of like a superhero game. You have magic powers. You are a superhuman. There are political elements, but this is ultimately an expression of yourself through the character to do cool shit. And I like offering the opportunity to do and to see cool shit. And that's probably why my games do lean more into the spectacle of running down a hallway in a self-destructing Second Inquisition NASA facility, or why there's those moments of salt lamps, or of being able to do cool stuff. Not in a way that would break the masquerade, but in a way that you really get to you get to explore your character's potential more. And again, that could bleed over into the more rapid fire 3-parter. But my approach is, do there have to be werewolves and ghosts? No. I like including those because you're not the only thing that goes bump in the night, and it's good to have stuff on the peripheral and things against which you can gauge your character. Not that I've had ghosts as a direct, whether, ally or antagonist in the stories, at least not yet. I think a compelling moment for me in Tabula Rasa was Specs really selling the letter. Oh, absolutely. Coffee Cat. And I think because the consistent backdrop that I offer in fantasy or in vampire is a world of a little bit more levity. There's still consequences and things, and I know I'm preaching to the choir to you on that. But because things are generally more optimistic, it means that you as the player can make the somber, can make the dramatic moment. I can offer prompts to allow you to feel that, but really it's up to you all as the players through your characters to do it. Which is why I sent Specs the letter in I passed the note. But ultimately it was up to Clyde to deliver the news to Ivy, and I couldn't do that in a way that would have been as compelling or good. And in fact, because of how things generally have that maybe more breathing room that I give, it makes those moments where everything just zooms in and it becomes super serial time. It highlights those moments to make them more potent. I guess instead of the other way around, where it's the comedic relief that is usually what's brought in, because everything else is like super somber, super serial, and we go from there. Hey, Killer 7 Gamer, good to see you. Thank you for dropping by. I really felt his anger and fear in that moment, like he knew it was coming, but having it in his hand hit like a Mack truck, yeah. Because to me, vampires aren't heroes. They're the every person just trying to survive. Like Rose answering the way she did to the king when he asked about the blood bond. That's a moment, especially as your storyteller, where I trusted you as the player. You need to bring the intensity about your character. I'll poke and prod and go, hey, and I'll provide like the electric shock stimulus, but ultimately you're going to have to be the one that provides the reaction, right? We all come to the individual games for reasons, right? I'm the drama and tragedy king. Derek is the horror guy, but you're the lighthearted one. So in games where you get to do that more is where you have fun. I like running VTM more as a power fantasy. You can do great and terrible things. You are superior to the people around you. You do have superpowers beyond human comprehension. The horror comes in with how you use it. Yeah, yep. There's consequences in both the good and the bad of that, and you have to exist with both. Specs, I feel like my approach, it may not be the same as yours, and I got to talk to you about being a guest star in your game sometime so I can experience what one of your games is. I view myself more like that, where I do keep it more loosey goosey and open, because you are capable of these terrible things, and I will enforce consequences. But it's really, what are you building in that sandbox? It was amazing. Thank you for running Cleveland and inviting me back each time, and I'm gonna do it again too if I had the chance. You ain't gonna get rid of me that easily, you varmint. Same to you, Raven. So for something like fantasy, the same concept here. We have, for combat, it's I'm gonna do what I do at my own table in real life with friends. I'm gonna roll out a 1-inch vinyl grid, and I'm gonna draw on it with markers. And this is where we're gonna have our combat, and we're gonna use our imaginations, because in these kinds of actual plays, I don't have high production value, and that's cool. We don't need it. But what we do need is an imagination and enough description where it's real to us, because ultimately I want us to be a group of friends that are playing a role-playing game together, and it just so happens to be shared with others in the room who are watching. Not unsimilar to I guess this fight, where you all were in a fighting pit in hell, surrounded by Abishai, who were watching you fight. What kind of character would you insert into Cyberpunk? Because I would love to have your stamp in my game on Wednesdays when I can get my PC back up and running. Hey, Evil Intent, good to see you. That's a good question, Coffee. I'm sure I could come up with an interesting character to have pop in. Probably someone who, I don't know, some kind of a supplier or someone who can do something useful, be a quest prompt or provide something along the way, and allow for sort of an in and out situation where, hey, if I can pop by for a game, I'll lend my voice, because
if necessary, I can make myself available to those who are injured. Do you need evac from a combat zone? I can help you. It will just cost. Actually, I should throw a sheet your way for Mansfield 2. Same for you, Coffee. Not that there isn't enough going on at the moment. I'll make it. In fact, at Raven, I would probably make, because I've been thinking about it since the original solicitation with Specs. There's a Ravnos character that I played locally, actually. There's a Ravnos character I made that I think would do very well with something like this. Oh, voice mod's still on?
Thank you. Oh, and now I heard myself? There we go. I'm good at this game, everyone. Yeah, so it'd probably be a Ravnos that I played before that just so happens to wander in and out of areas. Now, Belladonna, you had asked what do I think the tone is for Chroma Company? I would say that it was ultimately a lighthearted game that was bridged or reinforced by somber moments, because the original concept, the one sentence concept, is even when it was a short form game, the bittersweet moments in life that compel us to stepping up and being heroes. That had always been my intention, was to have a series of bittersweet moments, but there was always this action where you were the big damn hero, and if you're willing to pay the price, you would be the big damn hero. And that's how I thought that I had run the game. That was my attitude towards it. Although with a voice mod reminder, Raven, Specs, anyone who was even listening, did you like the voice mod that I used during that Tabula Rasa game? Did you like when I spoke as King through not just one mouth, but dozens? Did you
like the voice of Nivy, of Nega Ivy, when she was pleading with you that she is a sentient character, that she's a person, and to let her be, let her become?
There's voices that I can do myself. I use this hardware instead. Was using a voice mod, did you like it? Was it cool? Was it neat? Could you understand me? Yeah, Chroma Company was about becoming a hero. Yep. The voice changer can be useful, but I don't think the emotion of Nega Ivy's pleas, they didn't come through with it. So the words were there, but the emotion was dampened by the modulation.
Maybe
in a way, even though this is a clean mic, maybe this is also doing the same to my normal voice right now. I have voice mod on, and it's cleaning my voice, though perhaps some of the emphasis is removed from the correct syllable. As compared to when voice mod is off, and you all are just hearing the input into the microphone. A little bit of trouble understanding the King's voice, but my hearing has been wonky lately. Voice mod off is better. $100% better off. And there's things that can be tweaked in it too, but this is good feedback. I like hearing this. Because ultimately, if you all don't understand me,
when I spoke as King, I wanted you to understand that there was one primary voice and several other voices echoing the same words. That you were speaking to the King and his court, who may all have been the same. ...
Whereas with Nega Ivy, this was supposed to have a slightly distorted sound, along with whooshes of power or magic, whatever was making this thing happen. And so her voice I chose to accentuate those aspects of Nega Ivy.
And for the werewolves, I just used my own natural ability to snarl, or my own gravelly, growly voice. The mods did make it easy to distinguish between a character. That was something else as well that I wanted to emphasize. For me, I use a different tone and accent for each person in a scene.
And it was about that time that Matt learned voice mods aren't all that bad, but they should be used sparingly. The end.
Well, this is something that I do want to start again. I would like to run a longer form story. So this input is good, and I do sincerely appreciate it. The themes, the concepts, and just like with Vampire, I mean, really, even with Call of Cthulhu and Cyberpunk when I ran it, there were still moments of levity. And it is what it is. It will always be that way. Can I run a long-term, dark, somber, serious chronicle in the world of darkness? I can. Nothing stops me from it. I do find that my default, or perhaps where I feel the most natural or adaptive, is having that, I don't want to call it unserious, but having that flexibility of not having to be serious all the time, which makes the serious moments more poignant. And especially if you bring the serious moments as the player through your character. That way, the spotlight is on you more than it is on me to set the tone beyond, all right, well, here's the playing field, whether it's level or not. Here's the playing field. Go. I will watch what you do and I will adapt to it. And there might be a pun or a side comment, and unfortunately, I totally understand that it can take, like coffee, it can take you out of the mood, out of the scene. Or there might be some of you who you want to be drawn into, the dark descriptions and horror and the viscera and everything, which I can do, though there would most likely, it is my nature, that there would be something else that would be that relief from that oppressive, that constant beatdown style pressure. Just with the characters I make, because even if we went over back to Vampire the Masquerade, the Sheriff Kozad is a very good example of, he's a serious character, but there is still that sense of fancy or fantasy to him. He's not supposed to feel real, even to your character. Because your character in a Vampire the Masquerade, like, you are the street level. You're just learning to be vampires. There's rules you have to follow. There's a baseline understanding of how the game works, even as a player. And I'm trying to lean a bit into that meta as well. You understand the rule book, or at least you're playing by it, even if you don't know all the rules. So you have a character like Sheriff Kozad, who does follow the rules mostly. And for where he breaks the rules, where we get into realms of the fantastic, even for a Vampire the Masquerade game, there are compelling story reasons that, whether they're known or unknown, and given the nature of Vampire, it's probably unknown, why he still has that etherealness, not etherealness, he has that sense, that fanciful sense to him. Why does Sheriff Kozad, who is a very serious character, he is serious, he is stern, he is no nonsense, why does he still have this sense of unrealness, this sense of fantasy to him? there is a compelling reason for it that's beyond just that little bit of an emotional outlet to detach if you need to from the weight of a moment. But when you meet someone who breaks the rules, therein lies the horror, because you don't know how this thing works. And when you're operating in the unknown, that's where the core of horror lies. As soon as things are known, they're not as scary, which is why you can often run into spectacle creep in World of Darkness games. The more that your characters learn, the less they may be surprised or be shocked at the things that they find out. So there are some, probably many, most things that are just beyond the ken of the character, let alone the player. Sheriff Kozad does exist in the rules. You can build him. There's just an interesting way that process played out. And that's also part of the fun, but where I guess I can't help but have that overarching sense of the fantastic, which might lead to humor or other things. It is ultimately the foot in the door to like pure terror, pure horror. Maybe that's why Belladonna gave me a chance in Vampire. She doesn't like horror, but Belladonna trusted me to run a vampire game with her included in it. I'd like to think it was successful. She still hangs around. And maybe one day she'll want to go back to being Cheryl again. Tweak them a bit to bring them down, and certainly don't use them for every character. Wonder how many players would I wonder how my players would feel about some very subtle voice mods to add some emphasis to my characters. Something to experiment with, perhaps. I love dark descriptions, but the fun moments are what makes a Maddie game. Yeah, ultimately the fun moments, because I do want you all to remember those times. That's a short way of saying it, I guess. Typically, I just change how I'm sitting, pitch my voice differently, and maybe add a little gravel or similar. Something I think you rely on a lot is attaching music to a scene rather than having an appropriate track ready to play for a given moment. Music makes a scene. Well, I usually have music playing in my scenes. Now, I mean, that's for the players, though, because in Roll20, you all can turn that down. If you don't want music, or you want it to be louder or softer. Like, there's music currently playing right now that brings us into this desert scene. So I do try to have some sort of music to add some emotion to something. Unless I'm missing what you were saying, Coffee Cat. Such as switching from the track on the scene to a more action movie style track when things get dicey. It was a good experience, but I don't think I meshed with VTM. Well, I'm glad it was still counted as a good experience and that you gave it a try, Belladonna. I didn't mean to turn this into a feat. Coffee. Feedback is something I get so little of. I am eternally grateful. Look, there's 4,190 of you that are followers of this channel. That's awesome, and I appreciate all of you. Of those 4,190, on any given day, about 1,100 people are on Discord. Cool. That's an extra step. That's 2 steps now. Of those 1,100 people, there maybe over a several month period, there might be 100 people that post something, that offer some sort of interaction. In fact, 100 is probably Discord use and regular chatters combined. And even then, and I get this, by the way. I'm not calling anyone out. I'm not upset or whatever. I'm not coping and seething. A joke from Table Talk earlier. And of those 100 from almost 4,200, I maybe have 20 who are willing or able to give any kind of consistent chat or feedback. I am so absolutely starved of feedback. I am starved of meaningful feedback. And that's not an implication on those who don't give it. You all are busy. Or honestly, and I don't say this with malice, I'm not being passive aggressive. I am not in the parlance of modern youth, a trifling ass hoe, okay? I'm not petty or anything like that, where I'm not passive aggressive. I got better uses of my time and my feelings. But to compel people to do stuff is tough. And I thrive off of feedback. I want to know that what I'm doing is interesting, it's compelling. But you're busy, you have your lives, or I'm just not worth the time. Because you like it enough to just say, you know what, I'm fine if it keeps going. Or you know, whatever, you'll show up for whatever I do, and cool. That kind of makes you a super fan, even if you're quiet about it. Cool. But there's enough of you out there who there's other things that you do that, you know, if I have 4,200 followers and I have 20 people watching on any given night, what does that tell me about my conversion rate? What does that tell me about how compelling I am as a broadcaster? And without feedback, I have to look within, because I would like to think I can be humble enough to say, am I the person in the wrong? Is there something more and better I can do to actually be more engaging, more compelling, more entertaining? Because I have to take it upon myself. That would be my natural reaction. Now, if I was talking and I had the mic off, because there's been times where the mic is off and maybe Heretic Trance is the only person in chat who says something about it. Now, I can hear myself in real life, and when I'm making eye contact with you all, because I often make eye contact with you here, and I'm not looking over at my OBS screen, right, to see that maybe I left the mic off. Maybe 1 in 20 people in chat tell me that my mic is off. Or Belladonna actually stepped up and reminded me that I still had voice mod on. I am so grateful because someone did that. Because unless I have the setting on, I don't hear myself if I have the voice mod going. I guess the way I do music is I put on a track or playlist and don't connect them to the actual scenes in Roll20. That way I don't start a track I don't intend to have playing. Don't believe him, guys. He's about to blow that vein in his forehead. Yeah, just... I had a player at my table whose whole thing is that he refused to talk to people in person because he didn't trust anyone ever, and the few times he did, an NPC died as a result. VTM can be roleplay heavy, but roleplay is also making a decision your character would after consideration of the scene. Yeah, Craigard. That's it. That's what Blue Joy... that is to say, it can be pretty much my character will make this role because they feel like this. Totally viable and can be a whole style of play for a chronicle. I know because I've ran that player before. Evil Intent says, or when you come back from a break and accidentally leave the player mics muted. Yeah, exactly. Professional streamer, everyone. Professional streamer. Well, anyway, so the moral of this story is that I'm going to be deciding what I am going to be running for a longer term story. It could last a year. It could last a couple years. And while I'm making, I'm asking the Chroma Company crew, for those who can or want to, to come back. And even of those who can, maybe I decide on a system that they don't want to play in and would bow out. And I understand and respect that, because, you know, not everyone can be pleased by whatever. For whoever, you know, for however many spots, because if it's longer form, I'm willing to go four, maybe five. I'm willing to have 5 people if it's a longer form story. Especially because if one person can't make it, we still have 4, and we can kind of limp along that way. For any Chroma Company, like former Chroma Company seats that are still open, I will open that up to you all. You are in my community. You've been here for a short time, you've been here for a long time, but you show up, you talk, you pay attention, you're the ones who engage. I want to entertain you. I want to spend time with you, make memories with you. Let's have fun together. And so probably sometime in April, and no, it won't be an April Fool's thing, that I'll open up to you all. I will be making a decision and begin recruiting sometime in April for a longer form story. And if the system I run is something that you would like to play in, and you can make the date and time that I'm setting aside for this game, then cool. I'd love to have you aboard. You don't have to be a subscriber. You don't have to be a follower. I mean, you'd have to be in our Discord because we use that for voice. And I would like there to be a semblance of at least the ability to get to know you, even if we're not super fast friends already. But this is going to be a call put out to you all. If the day and time I choose and the system that I choose are amicable to you, I would love to have you at the digital table so that you could appear in the deserts, so that you could be caught in a nightmare hellscape, that you all could have that chance to be the big damn hero and save the day in an evil mad scientist's laboratory, or whatever the case is for the system that we run. And I will use my rig with my perhaps disastrous choice of acquiring a graphics card on the Facebook Marketplace. And I will make an intro for all of us to enjoy, featuring you, because I want to put in the work. I want to have fun with it. I was so blessed that that a lot of my players decided to make fun little just fan sketches. Not even of their own characters, but of others. That they were fans of each other. And I would like to see that again. Something that we made. This is something that some big company can never take away from us. It's something that some, you know, corporate board can't make a decision by committee about. To, you know, call us names or to remove something. We'll play with what we have and who we are. And it's going to be ours. And we're going to spend a while together, and we're going to have fun doing it. We'll show up every week, we'll roll some dice and tell a tale for a couple hours at a time. It'll just be a nice regular part of our lives. And if that helps carry you through some rough days because, I don't know, work or overtime, or it's a tumultuous time for you because maybe some of you are moving, or there's your family grows, or you have an unfortunate loss in your family, or I don't know what, but life happens. Talk to my players. And Spectre, you were a guest. You were an honored guest at Chroma Company. Even then, you were along for that 4-year ride. So, Specs, as a slightly involved spectator, how much in your life changed in the 4 years that we ran Chroma Company? Now, Belladonna, Coffee Cat, as direct players, how much in your lives happened during the time that we got together to tell a silly little fantasy story on Tuesdays and for a while Fridays? There was good, there was bad, we celebrated victories, and we got together during low times as well. But still, there are memories, and we had fun, and that's what I want more of. There's so much confusion or anger or misery in the world. Escapism does help with that, but I don't want it to be escapism for the sake of escapism itself. I want it to actually be constructive. I want it to leave you in a better place, actually feeling motivated, invigorated, feeling creative, maybe challenging yourself to step up in a way because an idea happened. You said, oh, I'm going to go from here. Coffee Cat stepped up and is running the sequel campaign to Chroma Company right now on Saturdays. Moved to Oregon, moved back, played a few games, started a few VTM Chronicles, survived, retaught myself to thrive, rain checked my death. What? What? Specs, I might have missed out on some of that. But you doing okay, bud? I missed a little bit of that. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're here, Specs, and wow. Yeah, quite a bit changed. By the way, Specs, there's a particular restaurant franchise you and I need to finish up. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Rain checked my own demise last year. What the heck? Y'all! What's going on? What am I missing out on? Geez, Lot, says Coffee Cat. Want to be in another one of your games? I just hope that I can get things back up and running when it comes to my PC. You could always have me be a guest player at any time. I'm an easy call. For that. I'll reevaluate in April if I have the time for a longer story when you start considerations. I think my biggest obstacle is just finding the time because I'm running my own stuff. Yeah, you are in Specs. I think that you know this, but what I'm saying is not meant to be patronizing. But let me tell you how absolutely joyful and even proud I am for you, Coffee, Belladonna, and others who have gone on from just me knowing you all tangentially into stepping up into your careers, into other life decisions. And even if we just stick to the realm of role-playing games, you all have stepped up to do even more, to carry on this tradition. Because, I mean, I'm only in my 20s, but old folks like me, we're not going to be around forever. Our stories are going to come to an end someday. And it's going to be up to you all who are actually younger than I am. I know it's hard to believe. I'm only in my mid-20s. But for those of you who are even younger than me, it's important, whether it's just with a little group of friends locally at your table in a heads-up fashion, or through electronic games or formats like Discord or Roll20. This is a human tradition that spans all makes and models of person. And not in contrived ways, in real and meaningful ways. And to know that you all, in each of your different ways, because you are each wonderful and unique individuals, but you have still come together to get together with friends to role play, electronically or in person, and that you look forward to doing it. I will say, Specs, like especially in your case, there would be no greater compliment than to know that you are so busy running games, making videos, producing your own content, then you would have time to show up in my game, because you have stepped up in such a big way after even a tangential association with my games, let alone others, within whose friend pool we share, right? But in some way, if I had helped to inspire you, and along with others, that you, in the years since I met you, are now so busy that you can make guest appearances and that's about it. I am so happy and proud that you went from that you went from that original mode into being an active storyteller, a producer of this sort of a producer of memories and time well spent together. I cannot be upset at you or anyone else because of that. And I don't ever want for any of you out there, you know, Craigar, you're like, hey, you know, I'm sorry, I'm just out, I'm out to dinner and I can only listen. I cannot be upset at you because number one, I really hope I'm not that petty or I'm not that shallow. But two, if you're out to dinner with your family or whatever, enjoy it. I'll be around for as long as I can. One day I won't be here, but I'm still here for all the days that I am. We'll hang out together. But if you're out there, if you're laughing, or you're having a date night because it's Saturday, or whatever the case is, are you winning, son? In the time that we've known each other, are you in a better place? And I hope that in some way I've been able to contribute to that. And if you aren't, is there a way I can help you get to a better place? Mental health, who cares about that? I'm glad you like the map, Batispada. Blue Joy says, I feel that. Had a situation in 2020 that was a wee too close to permanent nap for my comfort. Rain checking your demise. I got to remember that one. Welcome back, Raven. Hey, Bersilas, good to see you. Craigar, pineapple pizza. Oh, tasty. I like the citrus with the salty savoriness of the ham. I have Jameson's orange getting me to a better place right now. Well, I hope that this is ultimately positive news. And even if I am duped and scammed in the Facebook marketplace, we're going to laugh about it. Now, it is 11:15, and I need to show off. I'm going to exit out of Roll20. I'm going to close entries for our event. And let's see what all we have here. Now, it was the spring equinox. The days are now longer than our nights, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere. I happen to know a good handful of Australians. Bless them, but they can have the darkness for a little bit. It's our turn. The sun is visiting us now, okay? Our days are getting longer. They're getting warmer. We have more daylight than nighttime. Let's celebrate that. And in one way of doing that, to hopefully have a good year, because I'm tired of the managed decline of the past several years. I want this to be at least an okay year because it's okay to be okay. It's okay to be just okay. And then we can look towards, even better, right? I commissioned Dan to make four sub-mascot themed coloring book pages. And as I usually do, I make a fun little event out of it. I ask you all, hey, color it however you will. Can you spend 5 minutes? Cool. Maybe I can send you a prize as a thank you. Not everyone may get a prize. I don't know. If there's only 4 of you who entered, then all of you are going to get a prize. Because there's 4 pages, so there's 4 prizes. Let's take a look at what we have. We have Wolf Queen Belladonna here entering all 4 in. And we have Awe the Store Ghost with Squeak the Rat. And having some official TM branded Wolf Queen Belladonna. Belladonna, are these monster pickles? Are these pickles made in Monster Energy drink? All the same, I do enjoy I do enjoy the look here. I like the kind of teal ectoplasm of Awe. Usually you have some sort of a theme. I don't know if I know exactly what the theme is for this one. Okay, Belladonna's lurking. But she does have her name here, and she made a reasonable attempt. This counts. And now we go over to our Drider, Carrie Dismuth, also just known as Carrie. I really like the background here. You have that little bit of a glow effect. Wolf Queen Belladonna right down here. If you see, there's her name. We have a very somber moment, wiping a tear away from her cheek as she's regarding this, and it has a little bit of stuffing on it. I'm curious if any of you can tell the story of what might be happening. And even here, with the Glublin, I like the translucent effect, by the way. That was really neat. Now, for those of you out there, doing stuff like this, it doesn't get bonus points or anything. It's cool, and I love seeing Ural's takes on this, especially if you're testing new brushes or filters or layers or whatever. I like seeing it. So here, instead of the ochreish jelly, we have maybe more of an ice jelly or an azure slime. Kragar, you recognize the sword from what? How dare you? But we do have Wolf Queen Belladonna right down here on the hip of the Glublin. And then we have Belladonna. Her name is right down here on the table. We have Belladonna's take on our plump little prize goblin named Prizzy, who she doesn't have the usual prize as a hat, and I wonder why that could be. Are we getting some lore? Perhaps we're getting some lore. But a very fun and cheerful picture. And what could this mean for the mascot now and into the future? Bees, clearly. Now, this is maybe not quite a palette swap, I'd say, because Prizzy usually is gray. But we do have, a grayscale goblin. And in this case, it is the accents that are cyan, magenta, and yellow. So I do get the theme to this. And then it looks like she went for pastels for the mini mimic. Hi, Belladonna. You recognize the sword from a delicious place. I have no idea what you're talking about. More of a possible palette. Okay. What were the palettes for the others? Now, Kragar the Kragarian also entered, and we do see Kragar's name over here on the ribbon. This is Kragar's take on Prizzy the Prize Goblin. Excellent. Absolutely a reasonable attempt at coloring. And then we have a Velveeta. We have a Velveeta Elemental holding a sword. Kragar's name is at the bottom down here. So that counts. The Mimic, the Mimic was RBY for primary colors. Okay. Oh, right. Yeah, the red. Yeah, red, yellow, blue. Kragar's best pickle. The rat got into your best pickles, Kragar? Oh, by the way, Belladonna, I asked, are these Monster Energy pickles? Kragar's best pickle. Do you have a secret recipe, Kragar? Do you have some secret herbs and spices for your pickles? But here we go. Very classic, more of a dark olive green orc. I do like the slightly different nose color, by the way, and even lip color. Good job on that. Oh, you put extra cumin in your vinegar? Okay. Squeaks the rat here. Official name, by the way. I saw what you said because you're referencing a ghost character. The rat's name is Squeaks. Lore, everyone, lore. And then we have Kragar. Your name is up here in the Coitons. I really like how vivid you made the plush. And if any of you have an idea for what the story is for what's going on, you're welcome to share. But excellent job here. I appreciate the effort you put into this. So all of these entries count. Xbox Aaron is coming in with some entries as well. There's his name up here. It doesn't have to be in a fancy place. This entry works. This was a reasonable attempt at coloring. Xbox Aaron's name is on here. That's all I'm asking for. So this counts. Nice ruby red lips on Aw. Some auburn hair. Auburn hair. Now we have Aaron's take on Carrie Dismuth, the Drider. Still a reasonable attempt, right? Different colors and different locations. Perfectly fine. And it's fine if all of this is the same. There was still a reasonable effort shown at coloring. Aaron, this counts and you're in, bud. Now we come over here to our Glublin. Same thing. Different colors and different areas. This was a reasonable attempt. This entry counts, and it might have only taken 5 minutes, if that, in MS Paint with the fill tool. Classic goblin green color here. Okay. Leather gloves and a shoulder pad here. We're going for a pink top and I guess some jean shorts. I mean, just with the dimensions of the goblin, as per the country song, her jeans do look painted on. In this case, her jeans are MS painted on. But here we go. Nice vivid colors, reasonable attempt to get the different locations. Xbox Aaron, you got all four, bud, if you're here. It was just a different orc color option. I was thinking more classic pickles, but I didn't check a reference. Hey, DQ, good to see you. Drider was a Black Widow and traditional drow colors, yep. Batispada says, is it too late to post more? Yeah, entries are closed, Batispada. Offer the fickle god a pickled cod. Oh, and the Glublin was gelatinous. Oh, that's what it was. I was thinking maybe some sort of like an ice jelly or an azure, kind of an azure slime or something. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Belladonna. Now, Heretic Trance did something interesting here. Heretic Trance actually printed these out and used colored pencils. If you can see here, there's it's not quite a cork board, but you can see that. You see the pin up here. This is a perfectly fine way to enter these events. So definitely more than a reasonable take on here. And Heretic's name is down in the corner. This absolutely counts. Now we come over to Prizzy the Prize Goblin. Again, look at this. The pinstripe stockings, 10 out of 10. Also, with the jean shorts painted on, or in this case, penciled in. Then she went out of her way here to even give some shading to the areas over here of skin. Very good. We have different highlights going on. And Heretic Trance's name is by the table. Now we come over to Carrie. Again, more than a reasonable attempt, especially because you're coloring it manually. Your name is underneath the Almirage plush. Different colors for different parts of the spooter. Looks good. And lastly, Mad Vlad Vampire Killer Extra Garlic Pickles. Heretic, is this actually a brand? If not, this is super clever. Mad Vlad Vampire Killer Extra Garlic Pickles. I love it. Not that I know of. Well, there we go. Quick, patent it and work on a garlic pickle recipe. But super awesome job. I really like the shading that you gave to Ah. That's awesome. Thank you for taking the time to print them out and to color them in by hand. I sincerely appreciate that. You see the shadow here by the pickle jar and the rat. I normally do more vibrant colors on Prizzy. Don't know why, but I went with more of a muted past. Then Kragar, hey, you tried something new. That's awesome. That's a part of what these events are supposed to do. Try out new programs or mediums or techniques or filters or brushes or whatever. Because you're not judged on consistency to how I think the mascots look or anything like that. As long as you're trying, you're making that reasonable attempt and you're presumably having fun, that's all I want. That's all I look for with something like this. And then we have Ravenstar, who is in with 2 entries. Look at what Raven did here. So we have a stone, this stone texture background. Her name is up here, but look at that. Look at the transparency on the ectoplasmic gluteus maximus here on Ah. That's really neat. And look, the shading down here. So Raven did a good job there. And then we have I feel that was really extra. Yeah, Dippy, it ended tonight. It was up for about a week and a half, and I was posting reminders up. But tonight, because it's the equinox, and I usually time these things, I mean, you'll get one in the summertime, then we have Halloween, and then Christmassy. But yeah, this is the spring event here. So look at that. We have the shading and the curtains. Some shadowy parts of our Drider. And in this case, Raven might be telling the story that Carrie Dismuth actually crafted the Almirage plush after her form. Presumably not her original form, but after her new form, she ended up sewing this Almirage. But I wonder what's up with the ring. What's going on with this? Again, if you have any ideas, throw them out there. Don't let me have time and access to Photoshop. You did an amazing job. In fact, Raven, did you do this? Was this one of the last projects on your old rig? Or were you able to do this on the new rig? Did that tonight. Oh, that's awesome. All right, so let's see. We have Belladonna, Kragar, Xbox Aaron, Heretic Trance, and Ravenstar. There's 4 categories, and while I would usually roll dice in order to determine who the winner is, and then there would be, one more prize to give away, as there would be 4 main prizes and then the follow-up prize. We have 5 entrants. So all 5 people who participated, what I will do is I will give you, for what I had for the Adopt-a-thon, because those are getting boxed and those should be sent this week. I'm hoping Sunday, okay? Sunday is going to be a lot of finishing, packing, and shipping labels. I will give each of you a box of 10 minis, similar to what I did for the Adopt-a-thon, as a thank you for participating in this. So thanks to the 5 of you. That was awesome. And I'm going to tag Dan. There we go. That being said, Belladonna, you'll need to message me where I need to send a box of minis for you. That's my computer, not yours. I hit the center button on the scroll wheel, so it changed the DPI. It shouldn't be doing that anymore. Are you finished? Okay, hopefully so. So make sure you get that info to me. Yep, please do, Belladonna. That way I can ship it out to you. So this was fun. There will be another event coming up in around June for the summer solstice. So in early June, mid-June, early to mid-June, expect 4 more pictures of the main 4 mascots that will also be expanding the lore of those mascots, just as the lore was expanded on these. We learned a little bit more about Aw and her pet rat named Squeakers. Or Squeaks? Or is it Squeakers? I'm going to have to double check because I might have it in 2 different ways in notes. This is a bit of a mystery, although no one's offered the conspiracy theory as to what's going on here. And also, where else have you seen this? Where else have you seen this before, everyone? This is not the first time that you have seen this stuffed animal. This is also not the first time that you have seen the Glublin referencing an event with similar circumstances. And then lastly, we have Prizzy the Prize Goblin with a surprise. Wait, you mean the hat the whole time? Dun dun dun. Has it been the whole time, or is this a recent development? The specifics may not be known, but now we see that Prizzy has a little pet or companion that she carries with her as some decoration. Squeak. I think it might be Squeaks. Yeah, Belladonna. Hey, Brasilis. Are you caught in a washing machine? Are you okay, bud? So, the other 4 characters are going to be getting some lore in the summertime, in early to mid-June, so that we can do this again. Now, because it is a new season. Oh, shoot. I didn't get my gold. I got to double check the golden goblins. I'll have to do that. I think I have some time for that. Hold on. I used to have a pet rat named Spanky. Oh, now, before it was made cool in Baldur's Gate, I had a hamster named Boo. Okay? This is when I was when I was legitimately way younger than 20. My first hamster was named Boo. Then they had to go and steal the idea. You hear that? You hear that, Watsy? You owe me royalties. Oh, Raven, thank you for posting the latecomer here. And I see you were also going for that transparent look. Hey, I mean, if you wanted to finish it up, I'd love. So for all of you out there, Batispada, Raven, I know it's not for a prize, but I would still love seeing your takes on these pictures. You don't. I hope that I never just have to promise prizes for you to find some cool inspiration, or if any of you like these pages as well, go to the Liber Colorum, and these are here. Are you bored? It's a rainy day. You want to go back and give your version of Hex Maniac Yedna? Then download it, color it, and I'd love to see it. Share it. Now, because this is so soon after the event closed, you can post it in growth entries if you'd like. But otherwise, just post it over in your creations. And I like what Belladonna did here, a take on a meme. I would love to see, I would love to see what you all do create. And all those pages, yeah, you're not going to win a prize, but I would still enjoy just seeing what you do with the old pages, the characters, your takes on it, how you've grown as an artist, or have otherwise challenged yourself. Love the small fuzzies. We had a pair of ferrets for a while, and they were a blast. Oh, that's awesome, DQ. I'm going to try and do the last later tonight, but ideas are churning. So, yeah. Get those worked on for your... Is that for your Mansfield VTM game? Same with... I kind of miss having pet rats, but at the same time, I'm at a point where the idea of having a caged animal to have to take care of is like, I have so much on my plate as it is. Yeah, let's not go adding to it. Yeah, same with pet fish. Yeah, there will be critters who could use a good home after things have settled down for you in whichever way that they do. Absolutely. I might grab some to mess around with, new ways of coloring with this new tablet. Yeah, Batispada, download them. And again, you may not win a prize, but I like seeing your work. You know, you share your whips and your finished products in this Discord and even over in Derek's. I like seeing what you're doing as an artist too. And especially if you ever go back and you look at the journey you've taken, have you felt that your art has improved over time? Have you refined techniques as you've learned them or practiced them? Is your art, are you moving in a direction you're happy with? Are there challenges that you're facing that you're looking to overcome still in wherever this journey is going to take you? I appreciate it. I appreciate you sharing that with us. All right. So I talked about the upcoming video card. We ended VTM, and we're going to start a long form game that I will solicit maybe a couple of you in the audience when I have a day and a time in mind, and I've decided the system. That will most likely be in April. So at least in 2 weeks is when I'll be putting a solicitation out so that we can start some other longer form adventure. As for other things with the channel, I'm going to continue to try multicasting to expand our reach. The way that I see it, I like what we do here. I think it is unique. I think it is a niche. Could that be limiting? It can. There's definitely saturated parts of Twitch, and I'm not exactly the target demographic for a streamer. You know, there's things that I need to be real about, that I need to face and overcome. But I'll tell you something that that I enjoy is still spending this time, whether there's 1 of you or 100 of you. I still enjoy spending these evenings, having some edutainment conversations, maybe getting to soapbox a little bit. Hopefully I've never alienated any of you. Or even if there's something that I said that's rubbed you the wrong way, you're still here, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Because ultimately, if there is something we disagree on, I hope you see that my heart is in the right place. and even that I'm open-minded enough to listen to a different point of view that you have on something. And whether or not we agree or disagree, that I'm not a bad person, and I don't hold you as such either. That's a level of decorum that it's easy to fall into pessimism or cynicism about in the world. And the way that you all, over the years, that this isn't even a recent reactive thing. This has been proactive. You all are the type of people that I've attracted to come together, to talk, to have discourse, to laugh at moments, to cry at moments, to play at my table, and that I'm honored to run for you. You are all that caliber and quality of person. And I've been very happy to be that type of an influence in your life. And I do want to continue that. So your feedback is always important. How can I grow? How can I improve? Is there something in the market that I'm missing? Is there, and I mean, besides stuff like, oh, Matt, you totally do well as a political comment. No, I'm not getting into that. I have my own, opinions. I have my own beliefs. I have things that I feel strongly for or against, like all of you do. But I'm not here for that. I would much rather have conversations person to person, make it a little bit more of a one-on-one so we can actually find understanding, or at least address something better than me just lobbing out, like wide net whatevers. But do you want to see some more video game content? I don't know. I have a lot of fun playing Phasmophobia. In fact, I might even play a little Phasmo tonight. We're almost done with this portion of the stream. I like that. It's a fun puzzle game. And especially because I can play with you all out there. There's 3 others of you that I could step up and play Phasmo with anytime that I load the game up. If we need to cycle out to make room, cool. We do that when we're adventuring anyway. But if there's other games, now last night on Derek's server, I was playing a game that belongs in Derek's server. But, oh God, I was howling at this game. I was actually wheezing. I know that's the thing you say on the internet, but I was actually wheezing while playing this game. It was, it was a trip. But would you like to sit down? You want to jam out on the couch next to me as we play some video games together? I can still provide insightful commentary. I can still talk about the industry or talk about character development, writing styles. If you think that would be a cool thing. Again, you're here. I value your feedback because you're the ones who are showing up. You're curious enough. You've given me a chance. You could be doing anything else tonight, and you're right here. And damn it if I don't appreciate it. So let it be known. Got to clock in work in 10 minutes, so go into lurk mode. Which game? Craig, I'm not going to say the game that I played in Derek's server, but I can't play it on Twitch, okay? I don't think I can. I mentioned it in Derek's server. It got a mention at some point in time recently-ish. You're playing Vampire Survivors. All the clicking. Do all the things, Sierra. I appreciate you being here. How about Monster Hunter? Would be neat to hunt with you guys. I don't think I've ever played a monster. You know what? I've never played an Elder Scroll game. I have never played a Mass Effect game. I have never played a Monster Hunter, and I'm not saying that like some counterculture, pessimistic, critical, whatever. In my life, I have not played these games. It's just a flat statement. Not that I never will or whatever, but tis what it tis. Where was I in chat? Might grab some to mess around. Okay, there was that. The last thing I was drawing was a blood hunter I'm trying out in a game I'm playing in. Yeah, Evil Intent political commentary is certainly one of the niches of all time. Yep. Probably best to avoid that. Yeah. Evil Intent, I'm not going to go wading in those waters. There are other things that, and more constructive things that I can think about, talk about, and share with you all. And if those are ever a set of railroad tracks that we come across together as friends, let's cross them together as friends and still be friends afterwards. Even if we have different ways of getting over the tracks. Coffee also asks what game. I'm almost sad I missed that, but we went from helping him with his edit to watching horror movies with Mox. Yeah, Derek actually got a shout out from the Saska sisters about his Bloodruth review. In fact, Raven, can you post that up so that we can give Derek's channel some love, please? I'd like to shill for Macabre Derek, who stepped up to do a book report, like a video essay on the Bloodruth comic. And he did such a good job of it that the writers of the comic gave him a glowing review and praise. And Derek was not just like, oh, this is the best thing ever, shill. He had a critique of the comic as well that was in there. I'm playing on my Switch, says Coffee Cat. Say it in the pit. Wild is a good one to join in, says Bersilas. The tropical game. Never played Mass Effect. I have to leave now, says Diadems. I've seen it played. I know the story. So I won't be surprised by the story because I watch playthroughs and stuff while I'm traveling or whatever. I'll watch playthroughs of things. But it could be fun. I mean, depending on what you all... Would you want me to go a renegade route or whatever? Vampire Survivor has no clicking, just move around and murder monsters by the thousands. I thought you had to click to get your ability. No, I guess it just auto-emanates off of you, doesn't it? On it, says Raven, YouTube channel or the Twitter post? Yeah, the YouTube channel. Thank you, Ravenstar. As far as possible games go, Helldiving is always fun, though one of my all-time favorites has to be Warframe. I don't know, Evil Intent. If I play Warframe or something, that's Derek and Ravenston. I'm just kidding. I know that they'd accept me to play that or Mech Warrior with them as well. Why pay for Vampire Survivor when there's a fun one for free? Holodive, save the fans. Or Holodive. Sorry, I had Helldivers on the brain. Hololive, save the fans. Ravenstar says, I do not do the Helldiving thing yet. No, I was talking about... So, Evil Intent mentioned a mech game. And you play Mech Warrior, as does Derek. And I know Derek plays Armored Core and some other things. And so Warframe is a mech game. Yeah, you're fine. Diadem says, I like Game of Vampires, free to play and fun. My boyfriend had been obsessed with Warframe has been obsessed with Warframe lately. Interesting question then. All right, everyone. I'm putting you all on the spot, and you are welcome to rip my heart out Kalima style, okay? In one or a couple sentences, or just the notion, why do you come here of all channels? Now, I understand you might have several tabs open, you might be listening to other people, or you go back and forth. Why do you all come here? Is it my soapboxing, my commentary? Is it the interactive workshops? Is it just, it's really a personality and vibe that is absolutely portable into video games or something else? Do you come here for the thoughtful workshops and you want to build characters? So me playing Final Fantasy or Warframe or something, you're not really interested in that because you want the interactive workshop aspect. Why do you come here? You can break my heart. You be honest. It ain't for my looks, okay? I have a face made for radio. But why are you here in the Hero Zone? Because there's a lot of other people who might even do similar things. What does this channel have for you that you do not find in other channels? Speaking of Mech Warrior, you should return to the battlefield with a little Bortle Tonk stream. I quite enjoyed it. Oh, the playing Bortle Tonks? I wish I could with Belladonna, but maybe I can have someone else join me someday. Dead by Daylight's my favorite, but I wouldn't introduce new people to it outside a custom match right now, just to let them get used to the mechanics. Versilis, you tune in for me. Yes, all of it. All the above. This is my second home on Twitch. Interactive workshops first, then just the game chatter and camaraderie, and the cat. Well, I'm going to get up and take a quick break, and then that'll let the cat in. Because right now the cat is out, because she was being everywhere. She was being extra right now. This is going to sound cheesy AF, but I am being authentic. You feel like home. I had a lot of old grognard nerds in my life growing up, and I gravitate towards similar personalities. I'll take it as a compliment, Blue Joy. I've been called worse. Remember to grab some hydration units. Personality and vibe, I think, is biggest. Do enjoy the D&D and games as well. Well, Evil, as I said, I'm going to be, probably in April is when I'm going to be opening up some seats for a longer form story and something. Will it be Cyberpunk? Will it be D&D or Pathfinder? Will it be Made RPG? Will we have a crossover between Power Rangers and G.I. Joe? What will it be? I don't know yet, but you all will in April, because that's when I want to start soliciting for 4, maybe 5 people to sit down on a weekly basis, you know, barring life events, because life happens. So barring life events, what can we play together with the presumption that this is going to be a longer form game and not just a 3-parter? That can be constraining. All right, I'll tell you what. This is what I'm going to do, everyone. I'm going to get up and take a break. We're going to be on the break screen. I will refresh myself, and then I am going to double-check my golden goblins for the quarter. And then I'm going to give a prize to someone in my top 20 experience point holder. I'm going to give a prize to a golden goblin. And then I am going to do a giveaway for another box of minis because I want to celebrate. I want this to be fun. Okay? So give me at least 10 minutes to refresh myself and double check everyone's quarterly support for the channel. Make sure the Golden Goblin stuff is there. And then when I come back, let's get some prizes out to you all. And I will measure the time, see if I have time for ghost hunting or something else. I sincerely appreciate the feedback that you all have been giving me. You come here for the vibes. Every other channel I watch does games. I'm here for anything you do. Well, thank you, Coffee. J. Joe's using transforming My Little Ponies as battle mechs, says Heretic Trance. I was not going to mention MLP, but I had that kind of idea too. Well, G.I. Joe, Power Rangers, My Little Pony, and G.I. Joe, Transformers, My Little Pony, Power Rangers. All 4 of those they all operate in the same system, so you can have a crossover between them. All right, I'll be back again. Give me at least 10. And we'll go from there. And would you look at this? Uh-oh, it's not winter anymore, though. I'm gonna have to do something about that. I'll have to fix that, too, because we're out of winter time. Hold on tight, okay, everyone? All right. Oh, the music stopped. Well, how dare it? That's all right. I'm going to have to change it anyway. In fact, let me find what would be good for this. That one could work. Yeah, you know what? We're going to go with that. Hold on one second, everyone. Let's get this downloaded. Save. And then we're going to switch out our background music. And then I have a surprise for you all. Well, it might not be too much of a surprise. Because you know this happens. You all know that this happens every time the season changes. It is now no longer winter, so nobody press B to stop this evolution. Bum 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 ba 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 bum. It is now spring. No, it's too late, Belladonna. It's too late for your schemes and mischief. It's now springtime. The mascots have shifted. As well as other environmental factors, and we should celebrate spring. Absolutely. So if you look, all right, winter, mascots are dressed as you would find them in the wintertime to reflect their personalities and the situation. And now it's the spring. And we see springtime things happening. And it'll stay spring until June, and then we're going to go into our summertime. All right. Hello. I've returned. Now, we come back here, and I checked outside. I did not see any northern lights, so I has a sad. You could see a star. I saw Mars. I saw a little red speck out while I was out, but I didn't see any northern lights. So, boo. If any of you do, I would love to see a picture of it. Please do share in your photos. Now, I will turn off Discord here. And in fact, let's turn this on for the time being. I need to go over everyone who should be a golden goblin. So let's get some background music playing while I double check this. And I also need to bring up who the top 20 experience point holders are for the evening. Bum. So bear with me, because I'm going to be doing a lot of looking back and forth here as I go to my server settings, roles, and I need to check my Golden Goblins, manage members, add members. All right, so Xbox, Heretic Trance should be in here. Oh, Macabre Derek. Derek, well, that was in for the Adopt. Raven Star, Adopt. Community Box. Miller's already in there. Sierra Echo is already in there. Dr. Knockboots is now a Golden Goblin. Xbox Aaron is. Kragar should be a Golden Goblin. Coffee Cat is a Golden Goblin. Who else was giving away boxes? Demon Quiller needs to be added. Lucius. Golden Goblin. Satirical Sage. Killer Ravens needs to be added. Bane is already. Dewey Carthan. BK, Black Kevin is already a Golden Goblin. Let's see. Raven, I believe, is already. Nope. Okay, Raven needs to be made one. Jurassic Tej. Once everyone is finished populating, add members. Mr. Tej. Who else now? Noctis, is he already? Noctis is added now onto the list. Big Slam needs to be added. And there we go. Because then the rest were at the end of the fall in late December. All right, so we're going to add those last three. Let me double check if there's anything through bits that wasn't already, someone who wasn't already. Crispy Bangs would be. Stormbender.
Hello there.
Whoa, why, Tiamat's Tales. Hello and thank you. Welcome. What brings you by, Tiamat's Tales? Are you here because of the Tiamat event that we ran? Feeling Sublime also is in to be a Golden Goblin this quarter. And, alright, that brings us back that way. And let's double check. in recent events. Evil Intent gifted subs. So Evil Intent would also be a Golden Goblin. I'll have to check if Jacant's... Jacant's needs to be Mighty Chingus. If Anonymous does it, I don't know who to direct that Golden Goblin role to. Thantos does need to be added. Iron Chef Lord. Thantos, Iron Chef Lord. And Hans Half-Elven. There we go, Hans. All right. That goes through the community donations. That goes through cheers that were 100 or more, and that goes through gifted. That goes through gifted subs as well. That means that there are 28 of you who are Golden Goblins. So I need to snip. All right, so that is snipped. And then I need to go over to Stream Elements and look at my top 20 experience point holders that are not... Where is my... Stream Elements. I just want my dashboard. There we go. We need to go to... I don't want that page. Stream Elements, you are being suboptimal right now. Where the heck is... Hold on, I think they changed something on their site. Where are things like my alert box? Or my, under revenue? No. Sponsorships? No. Documentation, help. Stream Elements. Where did you put rewards and bot? Ah, here we go. Okay. I will have a giveaway, so I do need to open that up. And then we come down to leaderboard. Let's do this. Now, from this list, not everyone can enter because I don't count for the top 20. Sierra Echo's a mod, so doesn't count. Bane is a mod and doesn't count. Coffee Stream Bot doesn't count. Anonymous doesn't count. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to go down 5 more. All right, so we're going to save this. And then we need to pick up here. And then Raven Star doesn't count. And then we need to go. So that would have been, that was 15, 16, 17. I need 3 more names. And so now we're going to hit new. Wait a minute. There we go. All right. This should be the top 20. Let's exit out of here. Go back to Table Talk. And then I need to bring up my screenshots. Oh, did this seriously not save the edits I made to it? Oh my gosh. All right, let's do this again. We're going to edit. We need to mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, meaning that 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So now we're going to hit save. Then we need to edit this one. 18, 19, save as copy. And then we need to open up this last one. And then we're going to hit edit. Markup. Oops. $20, and then this is the cutoff. Save, copy. All right, now let's close these and upload them. Probably save those in my download folder, right? No? Let's save in my screenshot folder. No. Pictures? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Winter quarter top 20 EXP holders. Now I need to go over to random.org. Let's open up this. All right, for random.org. Hey, Dippy, thank you. All right, we're over here, and if you look, here is our top 20 experience point holders. Number 1 is Heretic Trance, 5, 10, 15. That one ended at 17. I don't know why that didn't have 18, 19. Well, is Killer Ravens, and 20 is Impulse Power. So I'm going to roll a random number 1 through 20 at random.org. And you all are getting to bear witness here live. The winner of the winter quarter thank you is number 16. And number 16 is Big Slam. So Conga 3. Can I get some Conga rats up in chat? Conga 4. Conga 5 to Big Slam. And now we have... I'll take the party biddy as well. And now we have Winter Quarter Golden Goblins. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. All right, we have 28. There are over 20 of you, so what I will do, I will provide 2 Golden Goblin thank you boxes of minis. And so for this, we have... Let's bring up... I need to generate 2 numbers between 1 and 28. And so our 2 Golden Goblins are... 4 and 25. Four and 25, that would be Chinggis, and 28, 27, 26, and Sierra Echo. There we go. It is. I want to see rigged up here, everyone. Come on. You all have access to that emote. All you got to type is lowercase RI, capital GG, lowercase ED, rigged. But Congrats and the Party Biddy are all available as well. Okay. Yep. Heretic Trance is using one of our new emotes. That is Prizzy, if you couldn't tell, for one or two reasons. That's Prizzy holding a prize box. So though, if you got them, if you're a subscriber, you should be able to access them. You're welcome to use those Prizzy emotes. There we go. All right. And now is the time on Sprockets when we dance. We are going to clear the leaderboard. Reset current points. Reset. Excellent. And now this is a completely free giveaway. This is for one of the Adopt-a-thon boxes of 10/equivalent minis. It'll cost 0 experience points to get in, and everyone can get 1 ticket. Now, there are 2 rules to the giveaways. One is that any prizes won in a giveaway have free shipping to a U.S. address. Unless you need the item or items shipped outside of the U.S. for whatever reason, it will arrive to you free of charge, and you will get a tracking number so that you don't have to worry. There's no shenanigans. There's no fly-by-night stuff. I'm going to snooze that ad for just 5 minutes so we can get this going. You also must be 18 to enter, so we're all adults in the room. 18 plus. Oh. Uh-oh. Heretic Trance is our first golden goblin of the spring quarter. Thank you. Heretic Trance, you excited the danglers of our goblin. I hope you feel happy with yourself. All right, so spring giveaway, 18 plus, free US shipping, but you have to pay the cost if it goes outside the US. We're going to create and start. You can get in by typing !ticket or !enter. I'm going to keep this open for just a few minutes, so get in while you can. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go back to server settings, roles, and I'm going to go back to Golden Goblins and manage members. Right now, everyone except Heretic Trance is having their role revoked. Now, there will be another event. You can see the middle bar that is currently white. So we have a red, white, and blue. It'll turn green. So we have RGB as well. It says this event is rigged. That event I will announce after everyone's minis from the Adopt-a-thon go out. Now, Xbox Aaron did throw $3 in to get it started. And I will have an explanation for the event and everything when it goes live. I want to finish one before I start another. But you can throw in towards it, as that would have a goal if you wish, not that you have to. You can also become a Golden Goblin by cheering on the channel. Your support, Golden Goblins are people who have done something generous for other community members. So if you throw in bits, you're cheering on the channel, you want it to continue, that would earn you being a Golden Goblin. Gifting a sub earns you Golden Goblin. And of course, if you selflessly contribute towards some sort of event, God. Thank you, Heretic. I get so much joy out of such a small noise. All right, everyone but Heretic is now Golden Goblin less. So she alone remains as the Golden Goblin. I will announce that. All right. I'm gonna close entries in about 30 seconds, everyone. We have 8 people who are in on this. Thank you. No money went into this. This is minis to go out to you all. It'll be included with the shipments of Adopt-a-thon. So if you already won a box of it, congrats, you're gonna get some more minis, okay? All right, Blue Joy. We'll see ya. We have 9 people entered, and we're down to the last little bit. I'm at 3 minutes and 15 seconds. We'll go to 3:30. So 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Entries are going to close right now. We have 9 people who have entered. Thank you for entering, everyone. This is going to be for some WizKids minis, and let's see who is going to win. In fact, I can even drag this over, and I should be able to draw this. I should be able to draw this live. Hold on. There we go. All right, if you all are ready, 9 of you have entered, and now the winner is none other than boom, Xbox Aaron. Xbox Aaron with an 11.11% chance to win. 11.11% chance to win. Xbox Aaron. Aaron, you have some uncanny luck, my friend. You also have that Tiamat coming your way when everything gets shipped out, too. I hope that you enjoy that. I want to see photos. And I can't wait to hear how you use her in a campaign or in a diorama or something. Oh, who doggies. That's going to be awesome. All right, ads are going to start in 10 seconds. So hold on tight. I'm going to get up one more time to stretch and refresh myself, and I'll be back in 3 minutes and we'll determine what to do from here, okay? Hold on tight, everyone. All right. Hello, everyone. PCs are going to go to a gala being thrown by the BBEG of the campaign. You just don't know she's the BBEG yet. Yes. And when it finally is revealed, GMV, it'll be all the sweeter. All the sweeter. If you can make them go the whole time and you go the whole time, you did a good job, in my opinion. And I'm sorry you missed out on the giveaway, GMV, but hey, if you're doing some important planning, then do that important planning. Your players will appreciate it. It was just for some minis. It's okay. Oh, that's not even the big twist. Whew. Whew, doggies. All right. While I was up, I checked the time and it is already almost 1. I actually need to go off air. I need to run to the office and take care of something, and get a new print going before I end up going to bed. I need to go to bed early because I might end up having a longer than normal day. In fact, I might even get to host my locals at the office tomorrow. We'll see. And also a friend of mine might need me to do some house sitting while he's gone, as he has some renovations going on and he has to step out. So there's a little bit of messaging back and forth about that. We are going to go raid someone who is currently having a charity event, and she's going through a rebranding of her channel. So instead of Kobold Sprig, we are going to raid into Kobold Jing, and when she does the full reveal, you'll notice that formerly Sprig, now Jing, will have a brand new character model, and same personality, same variety gaming, just a refreshed look and a refreshed direction for the channel. So let's go up to Canada. She is known as Library of Jing / raid Library of Jing. So let's go visit Jing in her library. She's currently playing StarCraft, very friendly, knows a lot about tabletop RPGs. You could even talk to her about war games and painting if you wish. Plays a lot of different games, a lot of experience with that, all sorts of tabletop hobbies. Absolutely a friend of the channel and a delight to be around. So let's go say hi to formerly Sprig, now Jing, and join her as she plays games and has fun with you and other kobolds and other mythical style creatures. Lady Tarako looks like an older female elf. The big twist is that she's after these 3 parts of a key to a prison holding an ancient black dragon. She needs the key because she's actually his mate, a dragon in disguise. Dun dun dun, GMV. I love it. I wish we could talk a little bit more about it, but I'm running out of time tonight. I had a lot of fun talking. Thank you all so much for the feedback. You all don't understand how much I appreciate that kind of conversation and the notes. Please keep it coming. Don't hold back. If you want to send me a private message on Discord with an idea or constructive criticism or something, please do. I'm always open for it. But let's go say hi to Jing, and I will be back, and we'll do some more RP stuff together next week. Take care, everyone. Bye!